We're going to draw the name Ashley in bubble letters, and I'm going to start out by putting a couple of straight lines on the page. You need to have an idea of where to put the name. Okay, and let me sketch out Ashley real quick. Ashley is 6 letters, so the center of it's going to be right here. So we're going to find the middle of our area here, and I know that we need to have an H, an S, and an A, and then L, E, and Y. And this helps me keep from running off the edge of my paper. Okay, now to turn these into bubble letters, we're going to draw ovals around the parts of our letters. And here with the S, I'm going to draw a round ball on this end and this end, and I'm just going to follow that curve around. There are a couple of different ways to handle the S's in bubble letters. I'm just going to work that in there, tuck it. It'll tuck behind that A right there. Okay, and that S can come up a little bit here like the A does. Alright, now for the H, tuck that part right behind the S. And using these lines here as my guide for how tall to make these letters. Alright, now the L we'll just have touching right beside there, just tucked just a little behind. So let's curve that right there. We'll make it sort of bulge a little bit at the bottom. Alright, now for the E, the main part of the E. We're going to make this part a little longer since we've got that gap there by the Y. And now for the Y. Oval those different parts there. Alright. And I'm just going to come here and make sure the A is nice and strong as the first letter. You can bump it up a bit. Sometimes I tend to make the first letter and then the letters get a little stronger as they go. So I'm be sure that Ashley is nice and strong here on the A. And just keep making corrections, adjustments as you go. Alright, we've got a lot of pencil lines there, so let's go ahead and use a Sharpie or any black marker to outline this, and then we'll erase. I'm going to go in the center of the A here. Start with that. Around the bottom of that, I'm going to pull a curve around here. And pull that same curve around here. Alright, there's the A. The S. And the H. Put that little piece right in there. And I gotta tell you, when I'm drawing these out, I'm not 100% exactly sure which pencil line I'm following. I'm just making corrections as I go. Each pass I do with a pencil, each pass I do with a marker. I just make adjustments. Sometimes it comes out great, sometimes it doesn't. And if I don't like it, I just start all over again. So just don't be afraid to make mistakes. Each time you do it, you'll hopefully improve a little bit. To hold onto my paper here so it doesn't slip away. I'm just using a regular piece of copier paper. So we talked about this earlier, how the copier paper and the Sharpie bleeds right through to the back. So I always put an extra piece of paper back here on top of my drawing surface to protect it. Alright, so there we have Ashley, and I'm going to get the kneaded eraser, and we're going to erase this stuff out. I'll start by doing some rolling to get some of the loose pencil dust off. And then I'll knead that graphite back in there and come in and continue to clean this up. I'm pulling the eraser away from my hand that is holding the paper so as not to crunch up the paper too much. Especially with a thin paper, that can happen. Nice thing, if your eraser breaks, you can just mash it back together. Alright, now we're going to add a little reflection to the side of these letters. Alright, now we'll put on a drop shadow. Just color that in black. And for the drop shadow, pretty much just step over a little bit from where the letter is and then follow the shape of it. Now for the H, we'll come right up in here and then cut over. Follow around like that. Let's go ahead and fill that in. Okay, and follow that over. The E, that would come down and over. The Y, down over, and I'll start up here and come down and around like that. And we're going to have a little bit right up here. See, I made a little mistake there, but I'm just going to make that drop shadow a little bigger to cover that mistake. Trying to color between the lines. Okay, we've got the bottom of the drop shadow done, but we still have to come in here and get the inside of the E's. Now the E. And on the L. And the H. And right here in the S, we're just going to black that in, and also black that in right here, because there wouldn't be much left. Alright, I think we've got all the drop shadow here. I'm just going to check over it. There might be a little bit in there, but I don't really think we're going to see that. And on the E, and so this is a drop shadow for the joined letters. You could do a shadow where the E drops a shadow on the Y, but I don't think that's the way we're going to do this one. So now we're going to build an outline into this and outline each of our letters carefully by keeping an even distance away from the letter and the shadow. And my paper might slip here, so I'm going to readjust. Hold my paper up here. And adjusting my position so as to pull towards myself, generally towards the center of your body. And here, adjust again. Pull down instead of up. So you see how I'm just pivoting my hand there. If I weren't going to block the camera totally, I'd probably put my hand right over it. I could pull that down like that. So depending on whether you want to pivot a curve or pull it, let me get the pen a little bit, pull it down. You just have to work out the angle and how you're drawing it. So what else can we do to enhance this? Well, sometimes it's fun to add some little shapes. These little bean type shapes can be fun. You can also make them into little, I don't know, little dandelion type flowers. So any kind of little decoration is fun to enhance the drawing. And on each name I'll try to do something a little different. So if your name is Ashley and you don't like these little decorations, you can check out the other videos that we do on names and see what else we can come up with. Those could be little feet too, little feet in the sand. You could do 5 toes. That would be 4 toes, 5 little toes. Alright, well, to all you Ashleys out there or anybody making a video for Ashley, you can see here again we did the letter, we did the little effect there that is a reflection or shadow, and we did a drop shadow, we darkened in black, we outlined our whole letter, and then we drew some little details, some little funky symbols around it. And this could be stars, this could be, you could make feet, little beans with dots, whatever you want. Have fun and enjoy drawing.